Howdy folks, Elias here, and welcome back to Tyranny. When last we left off, we'd helped out the Unbroken with Disfavored, and in turn, they gave us a clue as to where a certain artifact is to help us get through Sentinel Stand. Bad news is that you have to go through Banes. So, that's what we gotta do. More Bane fights. Fun. Alright. Nestled among the trenches gouged across the Blade Grave by the Edict of Storms, you find a true rarity. A sheltered pool of water. Seemingly fed by a spring. The pool gives way to a pair of thin streams that become choked with grit and rust. Almost immediately after they snake out from under the shelter of a towering, curled sheet of twisted bronze armor. Skeletal arms, held together by a strand of dried tendon, hang from the roof of the unnatural cavern. And a half-broken statue, a pitted, graven image of an ancient, stalwart queen, protrudes from the wet, suggesting that this may have once been the center of the settlement. Mangy dogs with matted fur and bone-thin deer have collected in the shadows, seeking shelter from the storms that long ravaged this kingdom. Though the deer press themselves deeper into the shadows, the canines growl at your approach, fangs bared behind curled blues. You can set camp and leave, and sleep. Seems like a bad idea. We can hunt the deer, we can approach the dogs, we can examine the statue, or move on. Let's examine the statue. The natural enclosure sweeping high above the grotto has protected the painted marble statue from the worst of the destruction of Kairos' Edict of Storms. Draped in a dress painted pale crimson, the queen's skin is a deep bronze. What's left of her tightly curled hair is rendered in enameled black, giving the impression that it has been well oiled. Her right hand raises a broken spear, and her left a downturned dagger. You identify nothing particularly interesting about the statue. Try it again. We can hunt the deer, or we can approach the dogs. Dogs are definitely gonna fight us. But setting camp, the dogs will definitely come after us. Let's approach the dogs. Hackles rise immediately, what little fur the dogs can boast standing on end as they face you together, barking and growling in chorus. Though atavistic, these poor curs clearly lack the wilderness experience of their more deadly lupine cousins. While they don't approach you, neither do they give way to your advance. So we can attempt to calm them. Move calmly towards the dogs, trying to display more confidence than you feel, and speak to them in a soothing, even tone. Slip from your pouch a strip of salted meat and begin to tear it into small pieces. You toss one of the pieces among the dogs, and they fall largely silent, sniffing at the morsel before one abruptly laps it up. The barking slowly subsides, and one of the lead dogs steps forward, first sniffing, then licking your presented hand. You scratch it behind the ear, and it pants happily. Those dogs pose you no threat. Alright, can't do anything with that. Let's hunt the deer. With practiced expertise, you down a deer, skin it and clean it, and slice off the choicest bits of venison to roast over the fire. The remainder of the meats you prepare for travel, and the hide you flesh wash and dry. The dogs watch you hungrily from the periphery of your firelight, and you toss the bones and organs you don't find palatable. Cool. So received hide. Leave the small rotting hole with a full stomach and replenish supplies. Cool. You know, we passed by that other Bane area that has like a big sword. That would be pretty cool to get, but
on it.
It's protected by big nasty things. Alright, so Gregos. You can get past Gregos and with this guy. Thank you. Have more heavy leather armor. Alright, don't damn it, Gregos. Add attention. A band of unbroken warriors rouse into position as their leader stands alert to your presence. Stalwart Captain whistles a shrill note as you approach, and his comrades lurch to attention. He turns to regard you with an open distaste. Of course, Rat. You won't be conscripting this group into the Voices gang. This is my thanks for getting with Tate at a bad situation, Trapper's Junction. I'm the one who saved Alea, that's kept for something. Stand inside her parish. work something out to our mutual benefit. Strictly speaking, I'm not here to conscript you. I think yes. As if I believe honeyed words or the voices of Narat's twisted agent. For all I know, you're one of his eyes, or even a less pleasing, disembodied organ crafted for his delight. Even if you don't intend to conscript us now, I don't buy it for a second that Narat would leave us alone for long, which is why I take it upon myself to kill every Chorus agent I meet. His expression turns grim as his hand slowly moves towards his weapon. Well, I'm the one who saved Leia from Ash's brood in Rusted Canyons. That has to count for something. She did tell me that one of Kairos' minions interceded on our behalf. That was you. Rose frowns and looks away, indecisive. He grimaces and shakes himself out of reverie. Just because you postured to seem like an ally doesn't mean we share a common cause. I already know the Chorus ways. You're softening us up for conscription, and as soon as we drop our guard, you'll hold a blade to our necks. Alright, what are you really trying to accomplish here that I couldn't help in some way? Or, if I helped the Unbroken already, with you, I will help you. We'll go with 2 first. What are you really trying to accomplish here that I couldn't help in some way? He opens his palms in incomprehension. Are you that dense? Where do I even begin? In no particular order, he takes each point of his fingers. Liberate the country from Kairos, dispel the Edict of Storms, kill the last regent, force the last of Ash and Narat's forces far from our borders as possible, and then put the rest to the sword. While we're playing this little game, I'll add killing Kairos to the list. How's that sound? I've heard worse. Let me try a different approach. By all means, humor me. The cold breeze gusting from the old wall is getting in my bones. If I could use the warmth, I could laugh. If I help the Unbroken already, what makes you think I won't help you? Just because you're an opportunist doesn't also mean you're a savior. I know what you're trying to accomplish here. I know that the voice of Narat whispers his manipulations to you daily. He gestures to his soldiers and he accompanying sages. As you can see, our fighting force is holding together just fine. We're gathering our strength for another foray into the old walls. We don't need help from Chorus Rat. What if I told you I want to end the Edict of Storms? It says it's a lie, but I don't think, really kind of want to do that. Because we're kind of getting a little bit, a little bit curious to see if we can do it a third time, you know? I wouldn't believe you for a moment. The Edict is an enormous tactical disadvantage for this favorite and the voice of Narat. Isn't such a fool that he gives Ash a moment of respite. How about we just part ways and pretend that we never crossed paths? His thin smile widens. Counteroffer. How about I send you back to the cacophony in pieces? Does that work for you? Gregos, you dumb piece of shit. Attack position. Stand your ground. What? You freaking dumbwad.
Another battle. I think we're bad at making friends.
Yeah, no kidding, Lantry. Alright, so between episodes we did some looking through our inventory and kind of put people in some new equipment. So, Lantry has some baubles, so does Siren, and those, I would call them ring slots, basically. Tathios has armor and 2 daggers now. Just freaking Stampede.
Prey sighted.
See if that works for us. Oh, we finally got a level up. Alright, what do we have here? Slowing the sands. Those enemies in the target area. Oh, that's right. We gave her the staff of ours. So we have an artifact, and it's a renowned artifact. So, Lantry, what are you doing? Get out of melee range, you weirdo. And then go ahead and hit that guy. There we go. We took out 2 guys.
This is useless.
That's
Try something else.
useless. Try something else. Alright, well, how about you just,
Else.
like, shoot the guy? Oh, look at that. We're able to just...
Easy as can be.
I hate that they just, like, get into freaking melee range with people. Almost. Oh, he's done for. Look at that. Got some bleeding damage in there, too. Oh, hello. Who are you guys? Sages Guild. That guy's name. Hieronymus. Hieronymus. I call you Hero. My next. Sage points his quill at the unbroken corpses, biting his lip as he finishes the final scribblings of a note. I was not trying to eavesdrop on your scuffle, but now that I've witnessed it, duty obliges that I record it. He rolls a sheet of parchment into a thick tube in his hands. Come and silence the record, if you must, but I warn you, the sages have long written memories. I already know you as the quencher of flames and stamper of embers, though I take it the burning library was only one chapter of your legacy, incidentally. How was the old citadel? Don't answer that. I'm only here to kill unbroken, that's not true. My name is Sathios, be sure to include that detail several times. Yeah. Long feather plume of his quill dances to the tune of the sage's furious scrawl. Oh, yes, yes, you can be sure that I will account for as much as I can get down. Alright, but do make note that I did not start the fight, I merely ended it. His face reddens with a smile as he furiously amends his parchment. Noted. And how may this humble servant of letters be of assistance? He runs his fingers through his hair, resting his quill behind his ear. I understand that we both seek items within yonder old walls. What are you doing here at the Unbroken? Let's say we're sympathetic to each other's causes, he clears his throat. It also helps that we're both interested in the arcana of yesteryear. The Regent artifacts are supposed to be fascinating specimens, and no sage would, in good conscience, refuse an opportunity for study. Alright, what about you? You are a hero, journeyman of the school of ink and quill. Ascribed under Gavers, crane, and 17 tomes are bound by my hand. He coughs, his gaze at his feet. All other details are just vanity. I am more accustomed to studying others than extolling my own facts. Alright, we're looking for the steadfast insignia. Tell me what you know. Artifacts are a fascinating business, are they not? And stalwarts decorated military history yielded so much intrigue around them. The steadfast insignia was prominently displayed in every unbroken battle where Regent Asp fought. Over the years, it became something of a rallying marker, and its presence alone accounted for many notable victories. Hero shakes his head with a sigh, gesturing towards the massive stone horizon of the old walls. It lies within, but no good discovery is without its pitfalls. He points toward a wide breach in a nearby section of the ancient stone facade. The Unbroken and I were attempting to recover a few relics of interest from the old walls, but a swarm of scourges put a halt to that plan. Yeah, they do that. Entry. You do see these risks from time to time. When I was training at the library, a senior scribe told me to clear the rats out of the cellar. Some of them accursed things had knotted up their tails, and he trails off shuddering. Let's just say what happened there was almost as bad. What are you talking about? Oh my goodness. Alright, we recovered a torch key during our ill-fated first attempt to breach the old walls. I have seen fashioned stones like it before, but what we don't know about them would fill a library. Hero points with a shaky finger. Unfortunately, when we were attacked, we got separated from Grego's men, and one of the soldiers still has the torch key. His corpse does, to be exact. What does the torch key do? It appears to be part of a lock and key system within the old walls. If only we could replicate such crafts on as grand a scale as the builders of this place. He shakes himself from reverie. In any event, you'll need the torch key if you want to scour the ruins below. Where's the body? Just southeast of the breach. Take care, those beasts may still be on the hunt. Most assuredly. What are the next steps? Once you get the torch key, you'll be able to venture past the first chamber. He pauses for a moment. Of course, given our aborted efforts, you can understand why I'd be hesitant to re-enter the old walls. My scribe, Javala, didn't survive the trip, the poor girl. He cuts off his speech to eye you with interest. I don't mean to pry, but I hope that the Silent Archive has granted you the wisdom to navigate the old walls with care. Such places are riddled with traps and pitfalls that can best even the most seasoned adventurer. I'll answer any questions you have, though you're apt to tell me more of interest than the other way around, I'm sure. What should I expect inside? The worst? He looks at you with a puzzled smile, his mouth moving in several half-starts. The old walls are filled with arcane beasts that attack erratically and with little warning. My colleagues can only speculate on what they are or what possible sustenance, if any, they find in the old walls. That said, if you see one, it would be unwise to approach it and ask clarifying questions. Her crimson eyes darken with the heat with a predatory bloodlust. What can you tell me of the old walls? His eyes widen. I could speak volumes, Honorable Fatebinder, but I will summarize. The old walls predated settlement of the tiers. The passageways crisscross the landscape, but most good folk steer clear. Kairos laws forbid entry, which hasn't always been a problem for us, but even we saw the good sense to stay out. Explorers have found old artwork, funerary remains, and other relics of a civilization predating our own. He lets out a long sigh as he looks at the towering wall behind him. Most find a quick death in the old walls, as the current inhabitants are inhuman predators, creatures of arcane power that appear to travel on the mists. What are you seeking? My research suggests that within these nearby old walls are a set of stones carved with ancient script. For lack of a better term, I call them stones of elucidation. Elucidation? Elucidation. His hand darts to his satchel, producing a hand-drawn sketch of an ordinary circle. I know this sketch doesn't capture the wonder, and frankly, we don't really know what they do. We have found spheres of identical size, but differing glyphs in over a dozen disparate regions of the old walls. As we find more of these stones, we can compare commonalities and sigils. With a large enough collection to study, we hope to crack the language of the old walls. Who can guess what we might learn then? He blushes. It's been a slow process. Constructing dead languages without living witnesses is singularly frustrating. It is a tall request, but I doubt Tunon selects fools for Fatebinders. I could use someone with your metal to brave the old walls. What's in it for me? For you, he looks askance, his chin resting in ink-stained hand. You can get a copy of his text, good at solving problems, and do it for free. You can get money or mention his reward. Let's get a copy of the texts. Such a steep request. His eyes widen with surprise before a smile creeps over his face. But you certainly have refined tastes, and it would be an honor to have a Fatebinder annotate a manuscript of mine. He scratches his chin for a long moment before slowly nodding. Help me and I'll pay you in the future with something bound just for you. I'll consider your request. Sage bows with a nod. That's all I can expect. What are the insignia? It's just a simple trinket to the untrained eye, but every first regent since before the Unbroken earned that name wore the badge into battle. Stalwart folk are ever famous for standing their ground, and the steadfast insignia embodies their immovable nature. The wearer can resist any charge, push, or shove. He smiles, pointing to the ground where heavy footprints are visible under layers of rust and sand. The layers of rust let you judge the age of footprints here in the Blade Grave, and these tracks heading into the old walls date back to the opening days of Kairos' storm. My working hypothesis is that the only person with her feet on the ground during the peak of the storm would be the bearer of the steadfast insignia. He aims his finger along the footprints in rust until he is pointing at the old walls, but I suppose we won't know for certain until we look. Can you deliver a message for me? Not currently. His arm instinctively lifts up, his gloved hand raised slightly above his ear, arm crooked to create a landing surface for a bird. He looks skyward, blinking as he searches the clouds for several long moments. My sunder dove is carrying another missive at the moment. When she's returned, there may be room on her bindle for a note or two. Alright, that's all. Alright, these dummies
I got it.
have stuff for me to take. They do. We got Weeping Wound, a two-handed, like, greatsword. Superior greatsword. Be something good for somebody. Tines of bedrock dot the landscape, providing little shelter from the constant winds. We have a merchant tunic. Very useful. Is that a down? It's not a down. Alright, so that's the way out. This is a rest point? No, it's just got some aquamarine hidden
Can't
under
do
their thing. A massive stone door towers above you. It looks like this was an actual entrance to the old walls. Okay, how do we get in?
Can't do
It's like knock that down. Alright, while we're trying to figure that out, let's go ahead and up our accuracy. Or finesse. And then, what else can we do? We can increase weapon damage with bows. Basic attacks to strike multiple times. We can do critical hit stun. Striking from stealth. I like that. Let's get that. It'll deal fire damage, blinding enemies in a cloud of smoke. Very nice. All right. Right. Gotta talk to Verse. We gotta get Verse back at some point. Staple of Iron. And Staff of Hours. Get the powerful artifact defeated a powerful enemy. So we gain renown for using it. And so we get an ability, and it like gets better the more you use it. They had a similar thing in Pillars of Eternity. Those are like bound weapons.
I got it.
Alright, so how the heck are we supposed to get in?
Sorry, I can't.
There's no entrance here. So we just leave?
Sorry, I can't. Sorry, I can't.
You just leave? What's going on here? Iron Hearth. There's like the place. Let's go. Can we? Apparently we can get down there somehow. It wasn't letting us before. It looked like a way down, but then it didn't. Because we tried
Found something.
like going right there and it wouldn't let us. Alright, what do we got? We got a Bane Touch Staff. Not gonna be better than the Staff of Hours. A Scavenger Mask.
Sorry, I can't.
Okay. Alright, and I'm assuming that's...
We can run, but I...
Oh my good lord. Please don't let those things come down. Alright. First things first,
Listen
Shattered
up,
Stone.
peons. This tune's for you. I think they want
I hate
it on.
scourges with a burning passion. Alright, do we have lightning? I forget. Elemental strength. I don't have a resistance to it or anything, so it should work. Booyah. Come on. You can do it, guys. It's almost down.
From the record.
There we go. Alright, that was better.
Right.
And we got another level up. And definitely want the magic defense up. That seems like something that definitely could use. Alright, we got a new song. Song is rarely sung. So this sunders armor. We give +4 might. We give corrode armor, +6 resolve, minus shock, and then sundering. We have so far. So out of breath she starts with. We can increase the damage. Prevented. Accuracy bonus. Armor sundered. Build resistor power confuse. Alright, confusion. Definitely like the sound of that. Definitely like the sound of getting more of that stuff. Getting more of her songs available to use before
Right.
everything else. Alright, let's head after these wisps. And there's a scourge. God. Dang it. Alright. Can we stampede? Alright, then do that.
Hard thumping, hard fast.
Come on, you can do it. Throw that stone in the air.
That hurt.
Booyah. Take it down. Alright, and you. Alright, wisps. Minus 100%. So I'm assuming that lightning is not good for
At
them.
once.
Lightning is good for them, meaning if I hit him with lightning, it would heal him. But we can't hit him with the scourge. Alright. Took care of those wisps.
That nothing.
Disengage. It's confused.
Pay attention, kids.
There we go.
You might learn something.
Yeah, that song is really good. Alright. Scavenger leather gloves. Broken shield. We got the torch key. Okay, cool. So we needed to be over here. This wasn't just extra stuff. Cool. That is good. Alright. Unlock that. More iron. And then there should be one other thing over here. Yep. And apparently we missed something down there. Look at that. Tons of stuff. The sigil we already know. We'll have a look at all that stuff that we picked up. See if anything is worth equipping, using, whatever. So we got some iron and bronze and hides and scrolls. So we have a lot of stuff. And this has been going up for certain things that we've been doing. Our power 825. And I assume once we get to the top, we'll be able to do something. Who knows what? But we need to finally head inside. Light emanates from within the massive passageway to the old walls, simultaneously calming and imposing to behold. True. More imposing, less calm. Good. Goodness gracious. Alright. There's more incoming. Yeah, no shit. Alright. Let's do this. Stay over here. What are you doing? Alright, hopefully that one comes in. Alright, do the... lift the stone and bring it down. Alright, you, entry, and lightning that scourge. And basically take it out.
Use more than 5 fingers.
Waste your time with that frightening. Oh no. Stop doing that. Just attack.
On it.
I wanted to explore the old walls.
Nothing.
Guess this is my reward.
Uh-huh. Yep. For sure. Alright, more just leather gloves.
Right.
Uh-oh. I figured that was gonna happen. Lantry, get out of there. Disengage, Lantry. Alright, they're both wisps, so your lightning's not gonna do much here. Go ahead and do that. Just does so much damage.
Good work.
So effective. And they get dazed, and they're easier to hit. But boy, does their freaking explosions hurt. Alright, take something from it. Yep, rain. It is unclear if this Bane snare was destroyed by the Unbroken trying to get in, or the Bane attempting to escape.
I got it.
Alright, so we got a interesting thing over here. The crystal in the beacon shimmers softly as you bring the torch key closer to it. That's gonna open
Can't do
this
that.
up. Looks like. So let's do that. Crystal in this beacon appears to react to the presence of torch keys found in the old walls. Garn torch key. Touch the beacon.
Touch that symbol and see what opens. Or what explodes.
There we go. Can we take it with us? Nope, can't take it back. Alright. Fun. God lord. Look at that. That's just ridiculous. Alright. We need to let them come to us. Let's... Excuse me. Can you fire away? Thank you. Alright, fire away. All I wanted to do. Okay, gonna do that. Wisps coming in. Lantry, if you can. Lightning that one.
Good work.
Wow, what happened to where it's... Yeah, like health come back really quickly. Alright, go ahead, and if you're gonna use this, freaking use it.
Pray it's hard.
Oh gosh. Please stop doing that. Please stop doing that siren. That was getting a little weird. Ow, 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 ow. Disengage, get out of there.
So not happening.
Alright, just go ahead and do that. Alright, Lantry, just get out of there. Get out of there, bud. Quicken us up. You know, there may be a point where I get tired of Siren during fights, especially prolonged fights. Oh, nothing from that, huh? Alright, let's check out the rest of this chamber. Interesting rune. This sunken relief, though heavily damaged, is clearly meant to depict a runic symbol similar to the one you saw at Ascension Hall. The relief is incomplete, and thus the final form of the rune is unknown. We can take a charcoal rubbing and discern its design. So pressing charcoal to parchment, you capture a blurry but proportionate image of the image relief. With enough collected imprints, it would be possible to reconstruct the original shape of the rune. So yeah, and that can get us past over to, what's it called? Yeah, that feels very trappy. Why don't you beat that into existence? Thank you. Hello. We got a bunch of runes and stuff. Looks like big puzzly area. So we'll investigate this thing next time. So, till next time, this has been the Thios, signing out for now. Bye, folks.